I still had high hopes. After watching and rewatching the TV show so many times, I thought, you know what? Maybe the material, the base material, whatever, maybe the book is really good. Maybe it's better than Conversations with Friends. And when I read Conversations with Friends, maybe it was just not the book for me. Maybe Sally Rooney will produce a good story. And listen, she kind of did. She kind of did. However, I have one complaint, which is the same complaint I had with Conversations with Friends, which I'm assuming is going to be the same complaint I'm going to have with the rest of our books, but I'm going to read them because I'm curious to know if this is her fatal flaw or if it was on purpose for these stories. That's what I want to know because I've seen the same thing in Conversations with Friends and in Normal People. The reason I even read Normal People is because I like her writing. Like, Sally Rooney is an excellent writer. You can't help but keep reading. Like, it's completely captivating. It's very simple, but it's not simple in the way that anyone could write it. It's kind of like good modern art. It's simple, but only her could write it. You know, it's simple, but we couldn't do it. And this is the biggest reason why I'm still invested in Sally Rooney, is just the fact that she's an excellent writer. But the stories, and this is my issue. In Conversations with Friends, when I was reading it, it was years ago, so maybe I should reread it to see how I would feel now. But in Conversations with Friends, it felt like the characters were static. And I know that there are a lot of stories where it's okay to like have characters who don't grow up, who don't develop, who don't change, who remain completely the same throughout the whole story, who learn absolutely nothing with what happens to them. It's okay to have stories like that, but there's always some development or other. In Conversations with Friends, I felt like it was a slice of life where nothing changed. Everything remained the same. It was just a bunch of characters having flaws, going through life, practicing their flaws or not changing themselves. And I was especially mad. It was especially maddening because these characters were aware of like the issues in their lives. They were aware of what they could fix, and they just decided not to. And decided to carry on with their lives, just doing the same old shit and hoping for a different day. And in Normal People, this happened again. Because we see how, like, it was the third or fourth last page where Marianne is still the insecure girl she was at the beginning. And not only is she still insecure, she's still insecure to the point of pointing it out, of making it like visible. And this is the thing that I didn't like. And I'm very appreciative to the show that they changed this in the final version, because Marianne, the whole time, Marianne is portrayed as this character who is completely loyal and submissive to Connell. Something that Connell doesn't want. He doesn't want Marianne to be submissive to him, but she is submissive to him. And the whole time, the whole freaking time, every single time this issue comes up, Connell is like, no, I like love you to the moon and back. I would do anything for you, basically. And this is reinforced throughout the entire book. And by the way, like 3 years pass within the span of the book. So for 3 years, every time there's a conflict and they resolve it, Connell lets it be known to her that he loves her so much, like to a point where he would do anything for her, where he would kill someone for her, her brother, by the way. And it's normal for a person to still have doubts. Like, it's normal for a person who is insecure or has certain character flaws or certain insecurities, doubts about someone else and about themselves. It's normal to still have those thoughts, even after you have proof after proof after proof that your insecurities and your doubts are not confirmed by that person. It's normal to still have them because the thoughts that appear in our head are not controlled by us. Like, you don't control what kind of thoughts you have when you're reacting to any kind of situation. In this case, Marianne surely listening to Connell tell her that some other girl incentivized him to apply for a program in New York, a writing program, and Marianne didn't know anything about this. Of course, when she hears this, she immediately thinks, oh, he likes her. He cheated on me or something like that. Like, because she's insecure. She's a person with a lot of insecurities and a lot of trauma and a lot of trust issues. So, of course, those thoughts are going to cross her mind. Of course. But the thing is, as you grow up and you develop and you build relationships with people, especially Connell had been around like daily for a long time. And when this happens, you start trusting people. Like, it takes a long time, it does, but you start trusting people. And even though you have those insecurities, you no longer feel the need to like spell them out loud. Because we cannot control our thoughts, but we can control or regulate the way we react to them, what we say, what we do. We cannot really control our emotional reactions, but we can manage them when they appear. And the fact that after all of these years, after everything Connell has done, after everything they went through, Marianne still feels the need to ask out loud, are you in love with her? Is beyond me. I can't. And I know it's different for the reader because we are inside Connell's mind and we can see how much he loves her. But I mean, he threatened to kill her brother for her. How does it not clock in? And I know that she was like abused and mistreated, but I don't think that made sense. That was like my one pet peeve, is that characters learn and they grow, but then you get to the end of the book, in a Sally Rooney book, so far the ones that I've read, and no, they didn't. No, they didn't learn. No, they didn't grow. And it just... Conversations with Friends and Normal People are both really good books. Well, I'm lying. I don't think that, actually. I think they're okay books. I think the best part is really the writing, because it's incredibly captivating. It's kind of different from what I've seen in English. Not really that different from what I've seen in Portuguese, because I've been reading this type of lack of punctuation and dialogue and whatever for a while. We've had it for a while, but I think it's different, and it's a contrast to other contemporary writers in English. But I don't think the writing is enough. One of the things that I appreciate the most in Normal People, I don't remember this much about Conversations with Friends, but what I appreciate really about Normal People is the class consciousness. What the fuck was that? It started coming out of nowhere. Like, my body is not doing well. I'm telling you right now. Currently, I'm dealing with one chronic thing, which is not that serious. I'm dealing with allergies. I'm dealing with back issues for my freaking scoliosis. I have psoriasis on my eyelid, which you can't see, but I do have it. And on the corners of my mouth. Like, I woke up today with one entire leg hurting and my knees killing me, and now I am bleeding out of my nose. I honestly, what's next? I'm gonna have a heart attack? Jesus. What was I saying? Class consciousness. I appreciate this in Sally Rooney, and I think it's one of her, well, I don't think, I know, because the media has told me this many times, that it's one of her big themes. It's the class struggle. I think she was very smart in introducing the topic of depression in young men, because she's a smart person, and I know that her books probably get labeled a lot with like being a romance or being a coming of age story or being a YA romance, contemporary, whatever. But the one thing that the Dude Bros machist... I have blood on my thing. Whatever. One of the things that the Dude Bros machist men say online is, oh, feminists are so great, then why don't they care about male depression? Because the male suicide is 4 times higher than female suicide. And it's like, why don't you care about it? Why don't you do something about it? And just the fact that she included it in her book, to me, is so smart. And I know people don't see it this way because really she's just telling a story, but she's not. She's intelligently including a topic that gives that type of audience absolutely zero chance to criticize her as being a feminist writer, because let's be honest, she is. And that is impressive to me. That I enjoy very much, to be honest. But yeah, what am I going to do next about my Sally Rooney issue? Because everyone loves her and I don't. I like her. I like her writing. I like part of her stories, but I don't love her books. And I know that she's been characterized as being the writer of our generation. So I kind of want to feel that way too. So I'm going to continue reading her books, potentially read all of them, and I'm going to continue updating you on it because I just want to know what everyone else thinks, because the majority of people that I see online kind of loves her, and I want to understand. I think it's a lot of people from the UK who love her, and I understand if that's the case. But yeah, let me know what you think about Sally Rooney, about her books, and whether you agree, disagree with me, maybe have a different input. Let me know. Let's talk about it in the comments because that's what I want, people. Discussions. So yeah, see you eventually when I read Beautiful World, Where Are You? Bye.